Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. Whether you're watching us live at sktrading.live or listening on your favorite podcast platform, we've got you covered. Subscribe, join the community, and get ready to dive into real talk and real market insights. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, I'm Stephen Kalayjian, and welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Well, today it was absolutely ugly. Woohoo! Everything got kabooshed, right? Someone said to me this morning before the market opened, Steve, how did charts look? I'm like, well, I know these patterns are going to set up, right? You're going to get sells on the 30-minute time frame at 10 o'clock on the spiders, the Russell, the diamonds, and the Qs, and at 10:30, you're going to get the sells on the 60-minute time frame on the Russell, the spiders, the diamonds, and the Qs. And I said between 12 and 2 o'clock, you're going to get a bounce on the 15-minute time frame. That's going to set up the short. S&P futures pushed up to 55.24. Okay, 55.18, then dropped 18, pushed up again to 55.24 and a half. And got absolutely kabooshed. The patterns here were just absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing today. Negative trend, again, you don't know the terminology, but you'll learn it. The double red shorts when the 15s align with the 30 and the 60-minute time frames, and they correlated. Again, the 5 conditions I spent years of my life researching. Everything fell into place. I can't wait to show you. But today, unbelievable day, unbelievable. You know, people say, you know, Steve, when you come in and they're down like this, I mean, the Dow closed down almost more than 1,600 points here. Okay, the Russell down 13 across the board. The Russell was down almost more than 6%. The Dow 4%. The S&P over 4.75%. The Nasdaq down over 5%. Okay, and when you see this, the charts, just throw them in the garbage right after the opening and just wait for the bounces. You know you're going to get big sell reversals on the 30 and 60-minute time frames, right? And then you wait patiently. There were a couple really great long scalps. Remember, you can still have trades in a negative trend. It happens, right? Caught a couple of great longs along the way. But again, most of the time, the short patterns were really, really phenomenal. I'm so happy that people are really getting it, understanding it. And I have so many new people in my community. So let me go and show you what I saw today and how these patterns really, really unfolded. Okay. So first of all, coming in, you can see here the spiders on the 30 right here and the 60 right here. You can see that ding, 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 ding. Okay, here's the 10 o'clock cross. The algo reversed to sell on the 30-minute right here. And then at 30 minutes later, you can see that the 60-minute time frame reversed to sell. So let's just look at this. So the first thing I do is I always look at my indicator 4. And you can see the algorithm reversed to sell on the 30 and on the 15. Next, I look at the MACD. Look at the negative MACD, how negative it is, right? Beautiful, beautiful. But negative MACD. ADXs are rising. ADXs are rising. Oversold. Big selling pressure. So again, there were some opportunities to take some longs off the low, and we did, off some buy divergences. But the pattern of the day was the 12:30 pattern. Throw a dart. Just throw a dart. Everything was a short. Everything. Okay? Everything set up. Meta, Apple, Amazon, spiders, Qs, diamonds, Russell, Coinbase, MSTR, AMD, Palantir. The names I look at. Microsoft. All right? Just throw a dart. Everything lined up beautifully. Okay, and then at 2 o'clock, I got sell reversals, correlations on Apple and Meta, and then the 250 bounce. Boom, right there. Beautiful. I'll show it to you. Apple drops over $1.50. Meta trades around the was about the 539.5, 540. Kabooshed down $9. These patterns were just absolutely one Picasso after another. Okay. Also, MSTR, Coinbase reversed the sell on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. So religiously across the board, but this early this morning in the pre-market, someone was asking me, so Steve, what do you think today? I said, okay, well, you're going to get shorts, sell reversals on the 30 and 60-minute time frame, and you're going to set up a really great correlation on the 15-minute time frame between 12 and 2. Exactly 12:30, that's exactly what happened. So let me just go and show you this, okay? All right, so here we know that the 30 and the 60-minute time frames are really in very negative trends here. And then you can see the 15-minute time frame reversed. Okay, so reversed to buy. But look at this beautiful bear flag. Monster short. S&Ps were trading around the 55.24 on that low, on this high. Never saw that ever again. First bounce on the 15-minute time frame after the 30 and the 60-minute time frame reversed to sell. Okay, now even though the algorithm reversed to buy here, okay, you're still now in a sell disconnect. So that meant that you were in a negative trend, the 15 reversed to buy, and so now you're in a sell disconnect. 2 out of 3 are still negative. At the end of the day, the 15 reversed to sell. Now you're in a sell trend again. All right, but this was the pattern. Look at Coinbase, COIN, beautiful short. You can see here the 15 reversed to sell. And here's the bounce right here at 12:30. 171, kabooshed, almost down $3.5. And then here's the second short on the 15. We shorted this above 171. Okay. MSTR, again, reversed to sell here on the 30-minute and the 60-minute time frame. What do you look to do? Right here, this is the 11:30 pattern. Here's the first bounce on the 15. Here's the second bounce on the 15, right around here, okay? And we're in a negative trend on MSTR. The good thing about MSTR is that it's making new lows here, and the MACDs are not confirming the low. So we'll watch this one for tomorrow, okay? It's not making new lows, okay? Same thing with Coinbase. Coinbase, if you look at the 60-minute, you can see that Coinbase made the new low here, and the MACDs cannot confirm. So we'll keep an eye on this tomorrow. Okay, we'll keep an eye on MSTR for non-confirmations on the new lows, okay? Also, the Russell, IWMs. Now, when you got this pattern here, okay, and you see this pattern, look at the 30-minute time frame. Okay, this will also, look at this overbought condition right here into the negative MACD, rising ADX, huge selling pressure. Look at this. On the Russell, 192.40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. 2, 4, 6, 8 bars. 192.47. Look at it. Almost down $3. Okay? This is an absolute Picasso. Overbought into the negative MACD. If you look at the spiders and the Qs, everything lined up beautifully. Had some really great short patterns in there. Okay, S&Ps trade up to 55.24. Okay, look at this. 577.99. Overbought into this negative MACD, rising ADX, big selling pressure on the 15, on the 30 and 60. Look at the spiders. 557.99. Well, you'd be the judge. 90 handles down. I'm sorry, about 70 to 80 handles down on the S&P. Okay? These patterns repeat themselves over and over again. All right? Let's look at the SQQQs reverse to buy. Okay? Let me switch this over on the 15. Now, the SQQQs were bullish on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. And then when you got the buy reversal, again, you can see the buy. This is the pullback here at 12:30. This is where you can see this beautiful oversold condition into the positive MACD, rising ADX, big buying pressure. And then Watch what happens on the 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame reverses to buy. You wait patiently for the oversold condition right here. Boom, 41.80, let's just say 41.54, whatever. And then look what it did. Pushed up, boom, around 80 cents. So this is so the SQQQs reversing to get the double blue buy. This was the short right here. Right here. Beautiful. On the 230, 250 pattern, 245, 250 pattern. The Qs 454.95, never look back. Almost $3 on the Qs. This is an unbelievable pattern. Unbelievable. Okay? Unbelievable pattern. Apple reverses to sell on the 15 right here. Okay? What do you look to do? Short the first bounce. Now, Apple reversing to sell correlates with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. You short the first bounce on the 5, 203.44, never looks back. Meta reverses to sell on the 15. You short the first bounce right here on the 5. Meta 542 and change. Boom. Meta down 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. These patterns were so amazing today on the double red shorts. And at the end of the day, when the spiders reversed to sell on the 15-minute time frame, it correlated with its 30 and 60. At 340, the S&Ps pushed up to 54.55, and I'll show you this pattern. And when the spiders reversed to sell on the 15, not only did it correlate with its 30 and 60, it also correlated with the underlying continuous contract. So you can see here, the 15 reversed to sell right here. It correlated with its 30 and 60 minute. And then this push up right here. This is the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame after it correlates with the 30 and 60. And this push up here to 539.63, which equates to 54.55 on the S&P futures. And you can see the drop. Boom. Even on the next bar, it dropped about $1.80. You can see right from here to here. About $1.70, $1.60, $1.80. Very, very important to understand how these patterns repeat themselves. It's just a really true gift, the way I built this system, and to be able now to teach all of you from around the world and give you the ability to trade the market in such an effective way. Again, great patterns. You wait patiently, and the most important thing is you strike like a cobra when the patterns are there. So proud of our community today. So proud. People who are scalp traders did very well. People who are following the patterns, like when the spiders and the Qs reversed to sell and the SQQQs reversed to buy, you buy the SQQQs, or you could short the QQQs or the TQs. So many great patterns off the 15 today. It was just unbelievable. As I say all the time, it was Christmas in April. Okay? Christmas in April. That's right. So many great patterns. You wait patiently for the patterns to set up. All right. If you're not a scalp trader, then no big deal. But here you can see on the SDSs at the end of the day, when they reverse to buy, I'm not trading the SDSs, right? You can see this pullback right here was the short on the S&Ps at 54.55. And look what they closed. Right at 4 o'clock, they were trading 54.30. Okay, S&P is printing new lows here, 54.22 right now. Nasdaq 16,645 right now. So again, a great day in trading. Great patterns here. Great patterns. Okay, and again, the 230 time frame was phenomenal. The 250 short, I'm staring right at it when the Qs reversed to sell on the 5-minute, correlating with the 15, 30, and hourly. Meta, Apple, identical same patterns. Palantir, AMD, exactly. The whole world was a short at 12:30, and the whole world was another short at 250. S&Ps were trading at that time around the 80 and a half. We were 80 and a half to 87 and a half. They got up to 83 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. Boom. You can see that. Unbelievable. Or if you went short here, again, I use the 10-bar weighted moving average, which is the orange dots here, as a reference guide in conjunction with the overbought, oversold oscillator. In this case, overbought. So why did I look at that trade? Because this trade, okay, I knew that the S&P futures reversed to sell on the 15-minute time frame right here. And when the spiders reversed, so 2 o'clock, when the spiders reversed to sell at 3:30, I knew this bounce was a short. Okay? But more importantly, if you look here on the SQQQs, you can see this is when the 5-minute time frame reversed to buy, and then the pullback here was the inverse. You short the Qs here at 250. Double blue, 5 correlating with the 15, 30, and hourly. Okay, and good night, Irene. Qs, beautiful short again. You can see here the Qs reverse to sell on the 5, and it correlates with the 15, the 30, and the 60. You take the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame. Without this number here, and without my oscillator, and without my trend indicator, I would never know what price. So basically, I got overbought, okay, on the condition, okay, into the 10-bar weighted moving average or slightly above it, and I took the short, and that was it. Good night, Irene. Look at that. Qs 540. 554.95. Boom, down $3. Okay, monster patterns here. Okay, monster patterns. All right, S&P is making new lows. Nasdaq making new lows here in the after hours. Again, these were the patterns of 1230, 230, 250 patterns. Great patterns here. 330 was the spiders reversing to sell on the 15, correlating with the 30 and the 60. You short the first bounce on the 5-minute time frame. Stare right at it. S&P futures were trading 54, 55, and within 1, 2, 3, 4 bars, they were down 20, 24 handles. All right. When I come back, I will tell you what I expect for tomorrow. Okay, so tomorrow at 8:30, we have the employment number. Okay, and I'm not going to think one way or the other. I think the number is going to be higher than expected because of all the layoffs. So I think what's going to happen is somewhere along the line, whether it's tomorrow late in the day or midday or Monday, I think they're going to be a Fed official or 2, maybe 3, that's going to come out and start talking about cutting interest rates. Okay, and I think that's going to be a way to cushion the tariffs. Okay, now they are talking about these rate cuts sometime in May and then after. I think you may get some language going on here that they may cut in April or definitely in May. But they're looking at 2. I think they may go 3 potentially, maybe even 4, depending on how long the tariffs last. But again, I think that tomorrow we just sit, we wait, and we let the dust settle, and we let the markets tell us what's going to happen with the employment number. The employment number, again, I do believe I'm expecting a jump in unemployment, and I just think that the market will not – I think the market may react negatively at first, but still then I think it's going to be somewhat positive because then we're going to start thinking about interest rate cuts. We're still way too far on the 30 and 60-minute time frames to get any buy reversals. But these patterns today off the 15 and 30-minute time frame, they lined up beautifully into the negative MACD on the 30-minute time frame. I can't believe somebody was actually buying S&Ps at 55.24. But guess what? My community saw it, and they were shorting against it, okay? Nothing but sells. Negative MACDs on the 30 and 60-minute time frame. ADX is rising. Trend algorithm indicator 4 is in sell mode, and ADXs are rising on both the 30 and 60-minute time frame. So there it is. S&Ps, again, a lot of volatility today in the market. But again, what's important is that everyone is consistent. I had people that hit their goals within the first 30 minutes of the day. And they said, look what I'm up. I go, great. I would. And they put stop. Okay. So again, Great day here. I know it's not like what you want to hear with the S&P's down over 5%. Okay, and the Nasdaq futures down to 5.5%. S&P's over a little over 5. Russell down 6.6, and the Dow down about 4.19. So not the greatest thing in the world as far as if you're a long-term investor. But remember, when the S&Ps were pushing up to that 61, 66, and I drew my horizontal line, I said, this is looking at as a disaster. Okay, I still think 6,500 is in the cards, but we're going to probably most likely go down before we go back up. Remember, the big number on the monthly, on the spiders, okay? If this monthly goes negative, and it can even go down below it, but if it stays above that number by the end of April 30th, we could probably most likely get some type of a very sharp bounce. Look at the last time the monthly got that deeply oversold. Right back here, okay, in 2022. All right, MACD's above the pivot, and you can see the deep oversold condition there. This was not even nowhere near deeply oversold. So big number here, 53596. We're literally cents away from reversing on the monthly. However, like I said, it is a monthly. It could go down 3, 4, 500 points from here, or $3 to $5, $7, $8 on this, and still rally. And if it closes above that number, 535.96, the uptrend is still intact. So again, it's a monthly chart. Let's just see what happens. April's a long month, so again, we're just going to wait and see. But this is right now you have a 21.7 oversold reading. I'd like to see it go a little lower. So again, even if we did go lower and we snap back up at the end of the month, and we do not close below that 55.35.96, then I think that there's a good chance that we're going to just turn right back up, especially with that deep oversold condition on the monthly. Okay. All right. When I come back, I just want to talk to you face to face for about 5 minutes and to share some views and some concepts that basically I think you need to hear. A week ago last Friday, so many people got off the rails, right? And I had to put them back on the rails. I work with them, I coach them, I help guide them. But gives me no greater joy than when I help people uncover their mistakes and see what they're doing, and then guide them, educate them, and they see it for themselves. So for me, there's no greater joy, right? And those of you who are new to me in my community, I do whatever I can to reach out to you, to try to work with you at night, talk to you. I'm always there for you. I know it may be difficult, especially as I'm growing here with the company, but I'll do whatever I can to try to get to you. This morning I had a bunch of calls. I have a bunch of calls tonight. And for me, there's no greater joy. No greater joy to talk to you. Yes, someone said to me last night, Steve, it's my second day. I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, you're not going to. But if you stick with it, you're going to hear me say the same things over and over again. I repeat, I teach, I guide during the live stream. Everything I do is based upon dynamic learning. And most important, everything I teach is based upon visualization and repetition. So I just wanted to say that there's no crazy stories tonight, but I do have a lot of things to talk about going forward. But I just wanted to take a break and just say that welcome to anybody new here at sktrading.live. Please understand that this is a marathon, not a sprint, and I am here to help and guide you. But I ask of one thing: to be proactive, to ask questions, and to learn from me. No question is stupid, okay? But most important, to learn from me, to be able to ask questions. At night, Steve, please call me. One person last night wrote me, 100 words. I didn't even read it, okay? I just called the person. All right, so again, I'm very proud of everybody who's been with me, who's now, I feel, God willing, is on the right track, okay? And again, no one's bigger than the market, preservation of capital, using stop orders, trading, hitting your goal, stopping, watching, learning, and listening. Okay, so with that being said, I want to say thank you for joining me tonight on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. And today was ugly. Okay, look at my website at sktrading.live. Also, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave a comment. I like to always reply back. My community of traders is sktrading.live. And please follow me on social media at Steve Kalayjian on X, Instagram, and TikTok. And most important, if you have a question and you want to text me, it's 914-500-7484, 914-500-7484. It's my personal cell phone number. If you want to try to reach out to me, text me. I will do the best I can to get back to you that night. With that being said, God bless you, and thank you for joining me here on the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. I will see you tomorrow. Employment number at 8:30 tomorrow. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Thanks for tuning in to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly podcast, your no-nonsense guide to the markets. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe at sktrading.live or on your favorite podcast platform. We'd love for you to rate, review, and join our community for more real talk and market insights. Until next time, keep trading and stay sharp.